Shaq's house. Shaq's house. Outside Shaq. You're now in Shaq's house. Welcome to Shaq's house.
What's going on, Shaq Housers? How you doing? It's your boy, the one and only Shaq House. Hope your past 2 weeks have gone well. Check this out. I told you guys and gals that I was going to be bringing back one of my old series, and here it is. Marvel's Dumbest Mutant Powers, Part 11. I didn't think that I could find any more dumb mutant powers out there, but lo and behold, they have a plethora of them. I've forgotten how dumb and stupid some of these actually are. So today's going to be as much of a detailed description of mutant powers as it is a roast on mutant powers. Yeah, we're going to have some fun today. A Comedy Central roast. We got old people, young people, and even guys that are just walking candlesticks. You know who I'm talking about. But if you don't know, check it out. The Crimson Commando. The Crimson Commando's mutant power is that his body possesses a level of vitality that keeps him in a constant state of peak human physical condition despite his advanced age. Though below superhuman levels, he still maintained at least Olympic-level strength, speed, agility, endurance, reflexes, and overall vitality. He also had considerable innate tracking abilities and sensory perceptions, especially his range and clarity of vision. Some fun facts. Frank Bohannon was trained in the United States military and fought during World War II. He was well versed in both armed and unarmed combat. With fellow combat vets/mutants Stonewall and the Super Saber, the trio became vigilantes well into their old age, though their mutant powers kept them pretty well preserved. Eventually, they joined the Freedom Force, and Commando was later injured and transformed into a cyborg, and then lost his powers on M-Day, causing his cyborg components to become incompatible with his deteriorating elderly body. Later, he was decapitated by Wolverine, but here's why his mutation is so stupid. Despite being a visibly old man, his power made him the equivalent of Captain America. Now mind you, Steve Rogers is not superhuman. His body is just the peak of human physical perfection. Like Gillette, he's just the best a man can get. The Crimson Commando's power, it makes him human. True, it has benefits, no question, but it's so contrary. Your superhuman power is that you're an Olympic-level human athlete, if not slightly better, but you still get old. And even if he had no cyborg components, losing his power on M-Day meant that he'd be dead in a matter of days, as his age, and all the problems that come with it, would finally catch up with him anyway. Next, Glob Herman. Glob Herman is a mutant largely composed of bioparaffin, a compact but transparent living wax. While his internal organs and skeletal system are basically normal, Herman's skin and muscle structure have been replaced with thickly padded layers of living wax which support his internal systems. This increases his resistance to injury considerably and also augments his strength to a degree. Some fun facts. Glob Herman, he was raised in a bigoted household and adopted his father's anti-mutant beliefs until, ironically, he himself became a mutant. The wax that his body is composed of is highly flammable and can be flicked off of his body in small portions with no harm to himself. But used aggressively, he can flick globs of flaming wax at his opponents. Impressionable but not too bright, he was part of Quentin Quire's Omega Gang and dubbed himself the Inhuman Torch while he was high on the mutant drug known as Kick. But why is his mutant power dumber than he is? Basically, because he's walking kerosene. He's living wax, you can see his insides, and he's very flammable. And while he isn't necessarily hurt by fire, it has been shown that he can become smaller after melting a significant amount of his wax, which shows that if he burns for too long, it could reach his bones and his internal organs. This dude, he can never be the grill man at a cookout. He'll just get his candle wax all over the franks and burgers. And he can't ever smash a regular chick either. In fact, he'd infect a chick just by hugging her. Why? because paraffin wax can also cause heat rashes, which result in small red bumps in the skin and can be very itchy and uncomfortable. Yeah, he's a walking STD if you think about it. Next, Tarot. Tarot possesses the mutant power to take two-dimensional images and manifest them as life-sized animated constructs of tangible psionic energy which operate under her mental command. She exclusively employs this power through the tarot decks of cards that she carries, summoning up any number of creatures to do her bidding, including a scythe-carrying death, witches, demons, devils, etc. After her death and resurrection, Tarot has demonstrated the power to imbue herself with aspects of these images. For example, instead of creating a death construct, she formed the executioner robes on her own body and materialized a scythe for personal usage. She also has precognitive abilities as well, allowing her to predict the future on different occasions, often through the use of her tarot decks or merely a highly advanced form of intuition upon which she relies. Some fun facts. She's a French mutant and one of the original Hellions massacred by Trevor Fitzroy. Yeah, she was killed by the Sentinels and then Fitzroy the next issue, but I don't know what the hell they were doing there. But anyway, why is her power so dumb? Because it's limited to the images from her deck of tarot cards. I mean, suppose she goes out to Times Square. She will not be able to animate any of the billboard ads that are everywhere out there, or any two-dimensional image that she sees apart from her tarot deck. She cannot form an image from a magazine, a family photo, or even the TV. Plus, each image that she manifests is really just an extension of her will. She's similar to the short-lived Sleepwalker villain known as Bookworm, who also summoned psionic energy and shaped it into constructs, only he did that with any text that he read. Plus, his constructs were animated and even lifelike in their activities. For example, projections of King Arthur or Amazon warriors acted as Bookworm imagined as they would, even after he left the immediate area and they operated without his direction, though he could still direct them if he chose. Also, Tarot's not turning two-dimensional images into 3D. She's just shaping and solidifying psychic energy and using her tarot images as a blueprint. So there's no implication of what could happen if she used, for example, a holographic Marvel trading card from the 90s as a focus for her power. Next, Basilisk. Basilisk possessed the mutant power to produce a narrow band of photon energy from his one single eye, controlled by a mechanical implant to produce strobe pulses of light that temporarily paralyzed anyone caught in its glare. Some fun facts. Like Glob Herman, Basilisk is a new X-Men Grant Morrison creation, and he's also the 5th character to use the codename Basilisk. The first Basilisk was bound to Satana. The second was a victim of the Scourge of the Underworld. The third was a Morbius villain, and the fourth was a Hellbent. Basilisk, Mike Columbus, his mutation also gave him an overly fleshy head that was devoid of features except for sunken ears, a slit mouth, and a single eye socket in the center. What does that remind you of?
His name is Head. Dick Head.
Yeah, that's right. He looks like a dick. He's a dick with a flashlight. Yet Basilisk, he's literally a one-eyed monster. Next, Spit Girl. Spit Girl's mutant power is to manipulate her own oxygenated saliva. Once exposed to the atmosphere, the mineral content in her saliva crystallizes, allowing her to forge those molecules into various shapes. Upon expelling her saliva, she can solidify it, ranging from gummy and shapeable to even razor-sharp shards, which she can expectorate with pinpoint accuracy. Okay, here's my fun facts about Spit Girl. Michaela Ladak was on the run from the mutant hunting purifiers when she ran into Bobby Drake at a hospital, who brought her to the Xavier Institute. Her fellow students named her Spit Girl because of her power. And it's got uses, such as styling her hair, and she'll never have to worry about cottonmouth. But it's gross, let's face it. If a rapper or a porn star told her to come spit, she'd be confused. And she can't ever hawk a loogie on someone. And if she took the advice of this chick,
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing. You get me?
Then let's just say that thang, it would be John Bobbitt. Look it up. All right, folks, that's what I got for you this week. I want y'all to have a happy Thanksgiving this week, and put in the comments who you'd like me to do a profile or comparison on. I'm open to suggestions, but until then, y'all have a good one. Later.
Mansion, apartment.
Shack, house. Yes!